Are you Noel Arthur Alexander Brown?
Yeah.
Noel Arthur Alexander Brown, on this indictment, you are charged that on the 25th of July last in Fulchester, you did maliciously wound John Raymond Peat. How do you say, Noel Arthur Alexander Brown? Are you guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Order! Young man, yes, you. Stand up. I have noticed already certain signs of unrest about this court, so I want to say this now for all to hear. No matter what feelings you may have about this case, however sincere the feelings which prompted such an outburst, make no mistake. For the duration of this hearing, they must remain closeted within you. These proceedings will be conducted with decorum and with due regard for the proper process of the law. Is that perfectly clear? Right. Now sit down, stay silent, and let us get on with it.
Noel Arthur Alexander Brown, how do you say, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
The case you're about to see and the characters portrayed are fictional, but the procedure is legally accurate. The characters are played by actors, but the jury is selected from members of the general public.
And with your permission, Your Honor, I propose calling the police witness first. Owing to the exigencies of police work, Your Honor.
A double booking, in fact.
Yes, indeed, Your Honor.
You have no objection, Mrs.
None
Denton?
at all, Your Honor.
Carry on, Mr. Halverstone.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call Sergeant Philip Henderson.
What is your religion?
Church of England.
Will you take the testament in your right hand and read aloud from the card?
I swear by Almighty God, the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Sergeant Philip Henderson, PS 213, stationed at Fulchester Central. May I refer to my notebook, Your Honor? The notes were made at the time.
You may, Sergeant.
Your Honor, if I could refer your attention to Exhibit 1, a plan of the fair. Now, Sergeant Henderson, will you take us through the events of the evening in question, the 25th of July?
Yes, sir. On the night of Saturday, the 25th of July, I was on duty at the travelling fair, temporarily resident at Charterfields. The fair had been running for 3 nights, and I'd been on duty each night. There was considerable unrest and hostility amongst the crowd throughout the evening, mainly, or exclusively, involving gangs of youths.
Yes, before you go on, Sergeant, can you tell us against whom this hostility was directed?
It was mainly directed against the police, I'm afraid, sir. But there were some clashes between members of the public.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Sergeant. Do go on, please.
Well, sir, at one point in the evening, a large number of the youths began to gather in the area between the bumper cars and the whip.
Yes, a moment, please, Sergeant. That would be to the left of our plan.
Yes, sir.
Go on, please.
Well, sir, at 20:15 hours, 8:15, the officer in charge ordered that the youths be dispersed.
Was this order carried out?
Oh, yes, sir. We formed a line of some 20 officers and began to do just that, disperse the crowd. It was while I was performing this operation that I came across Mr. Peat, sir. He was kneeling on the ground, clutching the side of his head. There was blood running down his hands, and he was obviously greatly distressed. So as the first aid tent was close by, I took him there myself and then rejoined my colleagues.
Yes. What time was it when you found Mr. Peat on the ground?
It was about 20:30 hours, sir.
8:30?
Yes, Your Honor.
And was it dark at that time?
Oh, no, sir, it was a clear summer evening. Lighting up time wasn't until 21:42 hours, sir. 18 minutes to 10, Your Honor.
I'm obliged.
And when you found Mr. Peat, Sergeant, did he say anything?
Oh, yes, sir. He told me he'd been struck on the head.
I see. Did he seem dazed at all?
No, sir, I don't think so. He was very angry and a bit shocked, but I would say he had his wits about him.
You would?
Oh, yes, sir.
I see. And on the basis of the information that he provided, did you then call at a certain address number 3, Chanters Road, Fulchester, on Monday the 27th of July at 5:45 p.m. and make an arrest?
I did.
And did Mr. Peat subsequently make a formal identification of the person you arrested?
Yes, sir. He came along to Fulchester Central Police Station later that same evening and made a formal identification of his attacker.
And who was the person formally identified by Mr. Peat?
Noel Brown, sir, the accused.
Thank you, Sergeant. No further questions, Your Honour.
Sergeant, when you came across Mr. Peat immediately after his injury, when he had his wits about him, did you have any conversation with him?
Not much, Mum. I think I said something to him like, "What happened here?" or "Are you all right?" And then he said something like, "What do you mean, all right? I've just been hit on the head." Then I took him to the tent as soon as possible.
Did you say he was angry?
Yes, Mum.
Yes. Were there any other further words between you and Mr. Peat, or on the way to the tent or whatever?
No, I don't think so, Mum. But I did leave him as soon as possible in view of the situation.
Yes, quite. But at that time he made no mention of his attacker, said nothing about knowing his identity?
No, Mum, not at that time.
So in the immediate aftermath, when he was angry but had his wits about him, there was no mention of knowing who it was?
No, Mum.
So Mr. Peat first mentioned that he knew his attacker when you saw him at the hospital?
Yes?
How long after the incident was that?
It was nearly 2 hours.
Round about 10:30. 22:30 hours, Sergeant.
That's correct, Your Honour.
Some 2 hours after the event. Time enough in which to recollect, as it were. How did he first refer to the matter then, Sergeant? What did he say? Do you recall?
Well, Mum, as far as I can recall, I think he came straight over to me when I got there and said, "I've got the bugger," or something like that.
I've got the little bugger?
No, Mum.
No?
He didn't say little, Mum.
I apologise. I've got the bugger.
I think we all have now, Mrs. Fenton.
Apologise, Your Honour. What else did he say, Sergeant?
Nothing much. He just told me he knew exactly who it was and then made the statement that led to the accused's arrest.
Some 2 hours after the event. And what about witnesses, Sergeant? That crowded fair, were you able to find any?
Well, Mum, it wasn't possible to stop and look for witnesses, not in the situation we were in.
But one came forward later?
No?
So there weren't any witnesses? None at all? Just a matter of what Mr. Peat said? Of his word against my client?
Well, as I said before, Mum, we proceeded on the basis of 100% positive identification. Mr. Peat was in no doubt at all.
As I said, one person's word against another. And when you interviewed my client, Sergeant, consequent upon the charge, did you have any trouble locating him?
He was at home.
At home? Not hiding in the cellar?
No?
And when you found him so easily, did he freely admit to being at the fair?
Yes, he did.
And when informed of the nature of the charge against him, what was his reaction?
He denied being in any way involved.
Was his denial passionate?
Mum?
Was he indignant? Was he angry, as befits an innocent man?
He was certainly abusive.
So he was easily found, he freely admitted being present at the fair, and vehemently denied being in any way involved.
Yes, Mum.
Sergeant, when you were in action immediately prior to finding Mr. Peat, would you say that it was all very crowded and confused?
Yes, Mum, I think I would have to say that.
Perhaps making it difficult to see clearly?
Possibly, yes.
That might account for the lack of witnesses.
Mr. Peat was a witness, Mum.
Quite. So, not a single witness. Not one. Except, of course, Mr. Peat, who we remember was not able to identify my client at the time. Thank you.
You wish to re-examine Mr. Harvester?
Yes, Your Honour. Sergeant, on this question of the delay in mention of the attacker, what were you, in fact, doing when you found Mr. Peat?
Well, sir, we'd been ordered to disperse the crowd. I was involved in that operation.
Did you stay long with Mr. Peat?
No, sir, I left him as soon as I could. Once he was in safe hands.
You left him as soon as you could? I see. And then what did you do?
Well, sir, once the situation at the fair was under control, I went to the hospital to see Mr. Peat.
Yes. So when was the subject of his attacker first raised?
Oh, at the hospital, sir. There was no time before that.
And was Mr. Peat in any doubt at all As to the identity of his attacker?
Oh, no, sir. He was able to identify his attacker by name.
He actually gave you his name as well as a description?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, how was he able to do that, Sergeant?
Well, sir, Mr. Peat claimed to have known him previously, from other meetings.
I see. So, this 2-hour delay notwithstanding, was Mr. Peat at any time in any doubt at all as to the identity of his attacker?
No, sir. He was not.
It's a lie, man. I mean, you're telling lies.
You are Dr. Stuart Burrow, a senior registrar at Fulchester General Hospital?
I am.
And you were on duty on the night of Saturday, July the 25th?
No, I wasn't.
But you were present in casualty?
Yes, the resident nursing officer on that particular evening required the assistance of 3 extra doctors, myself included.
And why was that?
Because of casualty being extra busy. Because of the trouble at the fair.
Yes, I see. And whilst assisting the resident medical officer, did you treat Mr. Peat in respect of injuries sustained at the fair?
I did.
At what time was that, Doctor?
I treated Mr. Peat's head wounds at about 10:30 that evening.
Yes. I should like to introduce photographs of these head wounds to the court, Your Honour, as Exhibit 2.
Are they agreed, Mrs. Fenton?
They are, Your Honour.
Will you describe the wound in a little more detail, then, Doctor?
Well, the lacerations were in the form of several cuts or gashes, close but quite separate and distinct, each about 3 centimetres in length, thus. But for the presence of the hair, they could have been more severe.
Thank you, Doctor. Now, were these injuries inflicted by hand, would you say? I mean, you made a clawing movement just now, or by a weapon, would you say?
Oh, definitely by a weapon.
And can you give a professional opinion as to the nature of that weapon?
I'd rather not.
I see. Well, with your permission, Your Honour, I would like to show the witness Exhibit 3.
If I may, Mr. Harvester.
Your Honour.
It is a kind of comb, is it not?
It is indeed a comb, Your Honour, taken from the accused. Now, Doctor, if you will examine the exhibit. Could Mr. Peat's injuries have been caused by such a weapon?
Your Honour, this is not a weapon as such. Your Honour has only just now correctly identified it as a comb.
It's of no moment, Your Honour.
Is the comb submitted merely as belonging to the accused, Mr. Harvester, or is there a submission that it was used in the actual assault?
Prosecution readily admits that the comb entered as Exhibit 3 and found in the accused's possession at the time the police officers called bore no trace of any foreign tissue, Your Honour. But their call was 2 days after the attack.
Your Honour, really?
Your Honour, prosecution concedes that the comb contained only fibres belonging to the accused, but that is all.
It might have been the weapon. You can't take it any further than that, Mr. Harvester?
That is the position, Your Honour. So, Doctor, could Mr. Peat's injuries have been caused by such a comb?
Then, yes, they could.
Thank you, Doctor.
Mrs. Fenton?
Dr. Barrow, it is possible that Mr. Peat's injuries were self-inflicted?
Possible, but unlikely.
But possible.
Doctor, we have all seen these photographs. So can you tell us what degree of force would be involved in such a blow?
Oh, there'd be considerable force.
Considerable. At close range, Doctor?
I would say so.
Would you also say, then, that this was a savage attack?
Yes, I would say that would be the case.
Thank you, Doctor. No further questions, Your Honour.
You may go, Dr. Barrow. Thank you.
Your Honour, I call John Raymond Peat.
All right, here he comes, the devil incarnate. Let's hear what he's got to say now. Come on, let's hear him.
What is your religion?
C of E.
You take the testament in your right hand and read aloud from the card.
I swear by Almighty God, the evidence I give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Are you John Raymond Peat?
I am.
And do you live at 26 Shipman's Lane, Brockworth?
I do.
Mr. Peat, I trust by now you have recovered fully from the injuries you sustained.
I have.
Will you tell the court your occupation then, please, Mr. Peat?
I'm a teacher.
Now, although you do not live in Fulchester, did you attend the fair which was held there, the Charterfields Fair, on the evening of Saturday, the 25th of July?
I did.
Did you go alone?
No, I'd arranged to go to the fair with some friends who live in Fulchester. But I was late, and they'd gone on, so I went on my own, hoping to see them there.
But you didn't?
No.
What time was it when you arrived at the fair?
8:10, 8:15.
And then what?
I wandered around for a while, looking for my friends. Just looking.
Was it crowded?
Very.
Well, what was the atmosphere like, Mr. Peat? I mean, was it of the kind that you would normally associate with a fair?
No, it wasn't. There was a real feeling of trouble in the air. I didn't see any at that time, but I did see him.
Do you mean the accused, Noel Brown?
I do. He didn't see me because he was somewhere away going the opposite direction with a lot of other kids. There were hundreds of kids there. Lots of police everywhere you looked. Anyway, I wandered around for a while looking for my friends. I didn't find them, but I decided to stay anyway. And then there was a kind of traffic jam of people in front of me, some kind of commotion I couldn't actually see because of the crowd in front of me.
Yes. Now, where were you at this time? Would you indicate it for us on the plan, please?
Somewhere between the whip and the bumper cars, but nearer the whip, a bit toward the edge of the fair.
Yes, I see. Now, what was this commotion?
I don't know. But the police seemed to be involved. I think they were trying to push the kids back. The area was full of kids, you know, half on their rampage, half just enjoying themselves, running from the law.
Were there just youths present?
No, there were older people, family groups who just got caught up in the crush. There was a lot of pushing and shoving as they tried to get away, like trying to cross the road in heavy traffic. Anyway, I got pushed sideways by someone, and I thought, right, that's it, I'm going home.
But you didn't?
No. There was another rush of people backwards, towards me, away from the police, as they drove forward. And that's when it all changed.
What do you mean, changed?
Well, up till that point, there hadn't been any real nastiness, but after that, there was fighting in the crowd.
And did you see the defendant again?
Yes, he was some yards away, in front of me, nearer the police. He seemed to be laughing, and he had his arms raised above his head, as if he'd just scored a goal.
Are you in any doubt that it was the accused?
No.
Go on, please.
There was another movement in the crowd, so we were pushed closer together, almost face to face. And that's when he saw me.
How do you know that he saw you?
He grinned at me. And he shouted something I couldn't make out.
Did you feel that you were in any danger at that time?
No, I had no idea. I was just stuck there. But a moment later, I saw his arm move, and I felt this raking, stabbing pain at the side of my head, and I fell down. That's when the police found me.
Lies.
Silence in court! Silence in court!
Too many lies.
Mr. Peat, did you cause your injuries yourself?
Me?
Yes, you.
You must be joking.
Are you quite certain that it was the accused that you saw in front of you?
Yes.
Who aimed the blow that injured you?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
it was very, very crowded.
Yes, I am.
Look at the accused before you answer, though, Mr. Peat.
Yes, it was him.
Now, will you tell the court, please, how you can be so sure?
Because we met before.
So you already knew the defendant?
Yes.
Did you know him well?
I spent 6 weeks teaching at his school.
So you knew his face?
I'll never forget him. They don't all look alike, you know.
So you are absolutely certain that it was the defendant who attacked you?
Absolutely.
Take that man out.
Oppressing all the children. Right, show them who you are, boy. Show them you're one of the brothers.
The case of the Queen against Brown will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. The case you're about to see is fictional, but the procedure is authentic. The characters are played by actors, and the jury is selected from members of the public. The case of the Queen against Brown continues today in the Crown Court. Noel Brown has pleaded not guilty to the charge of maliciously wounding John Peat, a teacher, during a disturbance at last summer Charterfield's Fair in Fulchester. The prosecution's principal witness, Mr. Peat, has given testimony suggesting that he knew Mr. Brown prior to the assault, and that it was this prior acquaintance which enabled him to identify Mr. Brown as his attacker. The case is now in its second day, and Mrs. Fenton, counsel for the defence, is beginning her cross-examination.
Mr. Peat, would you say you had a tendency to over-dramatise or to exaggerate events?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? I'll never forget him.
Yes?
In fact, you met my client whilst he was still a schoolboy at Fulchester Manor some 18 months ago.
That's right.
And there you had a disagreement.
It was more than just a disagreement.
In your view? In fact, you caught him doing something wrong with another boy and you told him off, a routine occurrence.
You're joking.
I'm not joking. And I hope you're not. However, my client threatened you at the school, you say?
I don't just say. He did.
So there would be a record at the school of this serious event?
There isn't a record.
I'll never forget him. Perhaps that's true for entirely different reasons, vindictive ones.
Rubbish.
Do you have a grudge against my client?
No?
Can you think of any reason why he should have attacked you at the fair?
Because he's a bully and a thug who enjoys pushing people around. He saw me, he wanted to do it, and he did it. As simple and as terrifying as that.
Strong words, Mr. Peat. Especially from someone who works with young people.
Yeah, maybe, but that's how I see it.
Still say you don't have a grudge against my client?
I didn't, but after this, what do you expect me to think?
Mr. Peat, I appreciate you may have strong feelings on the matter, but I must ask you just to try to answer counsel's questions, not put questions of your own.
What, so she can have an easier job getting her client off? He wounded me. That's it as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing else to say.
Nevertheless, Mr. Peat, I must ask you to observe the rules of this court. Do you understand?
Yes, of course I understand.
Mr. Peat, I realise you've undergone a terrible and distressing experience. Nevertheless, there are rules governing the giving of evidence. If you really want to help us to do justice, then you must observe those rules.
Sure, he wounds me and I just have to say thanks very much.
That's enough.
I'm not going to be pushed around by her.
Mr. Peat! Mrs. Fenton?
Your Honour. Do you feel better after that little display of toughness and malice?
Made all the difference.
Good. Shall we continue, then? Now, what about the fact that my client is black?
What about it?
Mr. Peat, I will not warn you again.
It wasn't a very good question.
Mr. Peat, I am not going to warn you again. Do you think you could endeavour to be a little more explicit, Mrs.
Your
Fenton?
Honour, Mr. Peat, you referred to my client just now as a bully and thug. Is that because he's black?
Half the kids I teach are black.
Then you should be able to answer my question.
If you're saying, do I think he's a bully and a thug just because he's black? No, they can come in all colours. But I do think his being black played a part in his attacking me.
In what way?
To do what he did, he's got to be full of bitterness and malice. It's not the act of a normal person. A lot of black kids in school are pushy and resentful of white teachers, white authority, and they go as far as they can in trying to defy them. Any teacher will tell you that.
If you feel like that, you can hardly deal fairly with black pupils, can you?
Is this relevant, Mrs. Fenton? Surely the simple issue for the jury is the one of malicious wounding, not the somewhat vexed issue of racial harmony.
With respect, Your Honour, I do consider it relevant. In my submission, during the period of the teacher-pupil relationship, Mr. Peat conceived a prejudice, a bias against my client, which materially affected his judgment about the events on the evening of the fair. As to the matter of colour, that directly relates to the bias.
Oh, very well.
So, with the views you've just expressed, could you deal fairly with black pupils?
I try to. I try to treat all pupils the same. And I'm not talking about every black kid, but that doesn't stop me telling the truth.
White pupils don't take advantage?
I've seen a white kid come to school with an iron bar to do a teacher.
You talk as if you work in the blackboard jungle, Mr. Peat.
I work in the same jungle as every other school teacher.
Nevertheless, you're not prejudiced and you're not full of malice. You wouldn't hold a grudge against someone who defied you as a teacher.
Can I tell you something?
Please do, if it relates to the question.
Teachers get all the crap, all the conflict in our society dumped on them. We are a racist society. There's no getting away from it. Why do you think it's exploding all around us?
Well, if you're a member of that society, you can hardly escape being prejudiced too, can you?
Yeah, I probably am, just like you. I don't see how I can avoid being affected by it, if I'm honest. I don't think you can either. But I do try to deal with people as honestly and fairly as I can.
Hardly sounds like it. It sounds every time you see one of your pupils, you expect them to attack you.
He wasn't a pupil when he attacked me.
Mr. Peat, you seem overflowing with anger.
Yeah, I probably am. I don't like being struck on the head. I can't help it. It's something to do with the way I was brought up.
Being a teacher must be very frustrating at times.
A lot of teachers I know get a pain in their insides when they go through the school gates.
You included?
Sometimes, yeah.
Being professional when provoked or defied must be very difficult at times.
It is.
Indeed, one would have to be superhuman sometimes not to bear a grudge in the circumstances you described.
Look, I wasn't overflowing with fond memories of Noel Brown, but I wouldn't go so far as to knowingly fit him up.
Or perhaps unknowingly, then.
If it was unknowingly, I wouldn't know, would I?
Quite. I merely meant that seeing him, you would have certain negative associations, certain expectations. So that when you were injured and he was near, you would inevitably think it was him.
No.
Well, why didn't you say so then at the time, Mr. Peat? Sergeant Henderson said you made no mention of Mr. Brown at the time.
I wasn't exactly at my best then.
But Sergeant Henderson, the police witness, said that you were in full control of your wits, had your wits about you. So what about it, Mr. Peat? If you're so sure, if you're so positive that it was my client, why didn't you say so at the time? Why did you wait until you were at the hospital some 2 hours later?
Yeah, I didn't want to believe it, I suppose. It was too depressing.
After all you've told us, I would have thought you'd be only too ready to believe it.
Well, I wasn't.
Or even to anticipate it.
No.
So there you were, completely familiar with my client, in pain, angry, in the company of a police sergeant who would have been very glad of some information. You say absolutely nothing for several hours. With respect, I find it hard to understand.
I've told you why.
You weren't at your best then?
That's right.
You had seen my client prior to the attack when you first got to the fair?
Yes.
And were presumably reminded, if what you say is true, of all those unpleasant associations?
Didn't feel like kissing him, no.
In fact, you were filled with anger, weren't you? And grievance.
No.
If he treated you badly, as you say, you could hardly be expected to think kindly of him.
What can I say?
Just tell the truth. Did you see any other pupils, ex-pupils, while you were at the fair?
One or two faces were familiar, yes.
But none where such memories came flooding back?
No.
Surely you had a bias against my client? Hmm? Series of negative associations before you saw him again?
No.
But you didn't feel like kissing him?
No.
Well, your feelings towards my client were hardly magnanimous.
That doesn't affect what I saw.
Doesn't it, Mr. Peat? Well, then tell us what you saw. For example, you say you saw my client dancing near you with his hands raised as if he'd just scored a goal shortly before you were attacked. Now, you saw that clearly.
Yes.
Yeah. Did he have the comb in his hand then?
I don't know.
But you just said you saw him clearly.
Yeah, I did.
But not to the extent of seeing whether he had the comb with which you say he soon afterwards assaulted you.
No.
So perhaps you didn't see so clearly after all. Certainly, the comb entered by my learned friend as an exhibit was big enough for us to see. But then we're not in a crowd, are we? Surrounded by a lot of people moving about so as to obscure our vision.
I didn't see the comb, but I saw him.
I see. After the dancing, Mr. Peat, you say he came nearer to you.
Yes.
Well, did he have his comb in his hand then?
I didn't notice.
When did you notice, Mr. Peat? When you were thinking about it afterwards at the hospital?
No.
All right, then. Let's go back, shall we, and try and help you. Either my client had the comb in his hand when you first saw him, which you say you didn't see, or else he got it out later. Ah, did you see him put his hand in his pocket when he came near?
No.
Well, what did you see then, Mr. Peat?
I didn't see him put his hand in his pocket, but that doesn't mean he didn't.
Oh, I take your point. It's just that you didn't see it. Well, the fact is, you don't seem to have seen very much at all.
I saw him stab me.
Yes, well, let's for the moment.
That's a lie, man. That's too much of a lie. If you're going to lie like that, then you...
For the moment, let's stay with the things you didn't see. You didn't see them because they didn't happen. Or you didn't see them because it was all very crowded and confused. Which?
I wasn't watching all the time. I didn't expect him to attack me.
You didn't expect... But you weren't watching all the time. Yes, I think we would agree with you. Now, given that there's so much that you didn't see, do you still insist that it was my client who struck you?
Yes, I do.
Not a possibility of doubt, in view of what you missed?
No.
Tell us about the crowd, then, Mr. Peat. Tell us about it. There wasn't much room, was there?
No, there wasn't.
So his arm movements might have been restricted. He might not have had as much room as he would like. We have to assume that he had enough room to get out the comb, which, of course, you never noticed. But what then?
He was grinning. Then he moved his hand. I saw his arm move from the elbow like a beak striking at my head, very quick.
But not quick, too quick for you to see?
No.
Although you didn't really actually see the comb. So there wasn't much room for him to move his hand, so he moved it very quick, like a beak. And around that time you were injured?
Yes.
And there were other people moving around, jostling about. I think you said something like that earlier. Well, what if he'd just been jostled, Mr. Peat? What would he do? Would he move his hand quickly like that to try to keep his balance? Do you think that's the movement you saw? He was trying to keep his balance like everyone else?
No.
I suggest he made a perfectly innocent movement, just to stay upright. And because of your previous knowledge of him, you just assumed the rest, that when you were injured, it was he that did it.
No, I was struck on the head.
Oh, I don't doubt that, Mr. Peat. But couldn't it have been some other stranger?
No, it was him.
Of course it had to be, didn't it, because of what you already knew?
No, it was him!
This is a very serious charge, Mr. Peat, and one that can affect my client's whole future.
Mrs. Fenton, you know better than that.
Your Honour. Mr. Peat, yours is the only eyewitness account. No one else in the crowd, just you. So your responsibility is very onerous. Do you still insist, without any doubt, in view of the many things that we know you didn't see, that it was my client who attacked you?
Yes, I do.
And that your previous encounter in no way influenced you?
No.
So sure, in fact, that when the police found you, you couldn't believe it? In the middle of all that, with all that anger inside you, you didn't say anything? Wasn't like you, was it? Unless it occurred to you later, at the hospital.
No.
Was that when? Was it at the hospital? Was it when they were stitching you up that you decided to stitch up my client?
Your Honour.
Mr. Peat, why didn't you protect yourself when you saw the blow coming?
I didn't have time.
It was all too quick for you to see, in fact.
No, I just didn't expect it. Couldn't believe it till it happened.
So you felt rather than saw the blow?
I didn't say that.
Let's go back, shall we? To your encounter with my client at the school. On your first day there, in fact.
Yes.
At the time of that incident, were you in fact a teacher?
No, I was a student.
Oh, I see, a student. You were there as part of your training?
It was my final year.
So you were being assessed, examined, with a view to assessing your suitability as a future teacher?
Yes.
So what happened at the school and how you taught and how you maintained discipline was of considerable importance to your future career?
Yes, I did have to satisfy examiners, yes.
So getting off on the right foot would be particularly important?
If you want to look at it like that.
You didn't want to make a good start?
Of course I did.
Your first day, you had this encounter with my client?
Yes.
A little unfortunate?
That school was full of little unfortunates. It was a difficult school. I went there.
You chose a difficult school?
It was the kind of school in which I wished to work.
We'll hear more about the sort of school it was from a different source, from a different witness. But you came out of the room and found my client outside with a comb in his hand.
That's right.
What could be more natural than that?
There's more to it than that, no.
Oh. When you first of all say that he was threatening another boy, and then when you rebuked him, he threatened you.
That's right.
There's no possibility that as a student, a novice, you could have misinterpreted the situation, overreacted or exaggerated its importance?
No, it was serious.
So you would have reported it to the school authorities?
No, I told you I didn't.
Indeed you didn't. So the fact is that once again we've only got your word for it that something happened, and if it did happen, this as you suggest. Are you sure this meeting wasn't a joke? My client wasn't just trying it on. You said it was that sort of a school?
No, it was deadly serious.
So serious, in fact, that you didn't even bother to report it?
Yeah, I made a mistake there. I admit that. Looking back, I think I should have. It might have stopped the subsequent harassment.
What do you mean, harassment?
He was always giving me trouble.
But he wasn't even in your class, was he?
No, but I saw enough of him.
Are you sure these encounters weren't just innocent ragging? Schoolboy pranks of the kind that any competent teacher would have taken in his stride?
Ragging? No, it was more like persecution.
So, in fact, you couldn't control him?
He didn't want to be controlled.
But isn't that one of the most important tasks for a teacher, Mr. Peat? Control?
Some kids are beyond control. If you'd been near a school in the last few years, you'd know that.
I see. And, what grade did you get for your teaching practice? As a matter of interest, a 1 or a 2?
No, a 3.
Oh, 3rd grade. Yes, I see. Reason enough, one might say, to be annoyed with my client. You still insist you have no malice against him? No bias?
No.
You weren't taking your revenge? Must have felt like it if what you say is true. You must have wanted to take it out on him.
Maybe I did, but that doesn't alter what I saw.
You're not taking your revenge now? Paying him back for your own incompetence?
No, I'm not.
Your Honour.
So you still insist there's absolutely no question of bias against my client, with all that anger inside you?
Yes, I do.
No possibility that you were genuinely mistaken over a fleeting moment in a crowded place?
No.
You're absolutely certain that not only was my client near you, but that the one who attacked you?
Yes, I am.
See? One last question, Mr. Peat. The description of the police of my client made no mention of headgear. Was he wearing anything on his head at the time, do you recall?
No, he wasn't.
You're sure?
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
With your permission, Your Honour, now that the matter of this previous encounter has been raised, I should like to take it a little further, if I may.
I can see no objection, Mr. Harbison.
Thank you, Your Honour. Mr. Peat, when you said that Mr. Brown harassed you, what exactly did you mean?
Whenever he got the opportunity, he disturbed whatever I was doing. Made stupid comments, you know.
Even though he was not in your class?
That didn't stop him poking his head round the door whenever he could.
And it wasn't in fun?
He might have thought it was funny.
But you didn't. What about this incident on the first day? If it was so serious, why didn't you report it?
It just didn't seem advisable. I didn't know who the boy was, what sort of trouble he might already be in. There were all sorts of complications possible. So I made an honest decision, if a wrong one, not to report it.
Yes, I see, but the incident did occur.
Oh, yes.
Where was it, Mr. Peat, that it happened? In the school?
I was in the English department, in the office.
And the incident occurred in the office?
No, I heard a banging on the door and I opened it.
And what did you find?
A boy pinned against it.
Was the boy distressed by being pinned against the door?
He was crying because another boy, an older boy, had him by the lapel of his jacket, threatening him.
I see. And can you tell the court the identity of this older boy, the one who was doing the threatening?
I can. It was him. Brown.
Now, how can you be so sure that it was the accused?
Because he then proceeded to threaten me.
One last question, then. When Mr. Brown threatened you and this other boy, did he have anything in his hand, any kind of weapon?
He did.
Will you tell the court what that was, Mr. Peat?
It was a comb. An afro comb. One of those large ones.
No further questions, Your Honour?
The case of the Queen against Brown will be concluded tomorrow in the Crown Court. The case you're about to see is fictional, but the procedure is authentic. The characters are played by actors, and the jury is selected from members of the public. Noel Brown has pleaded not guilty to the charge of maliciously wounding John Raymond Peat at Charterfield Summer Fair. Mr. Peat has given evidence that some 18 months prior to the assault, he had encountered Mr. Brown, who was then a pupil at Fulchester Green Comprehensive School, and that Mr. Brown had threatened and harassed him throughout his final teaching practice at the school. Mr. Peat says he is absolutely sure that it was Mr. Brown who assaulted him at the fairground. The defence has suggested that because of these previous encounters, Mr. Peat has a bias against the accused, and that his identification of Mr. Brown as his attacker is by no means as positive as he would like the court to believe. Mr. Brown is about to give his evidence, and at the end of today's proceedings, the jury will retire to consider their verdict.
Your Honour, I call the defendant, Noel Brown.
What is your religion?
I ain't got one. I want to swear on the Bible.
Take the testament in your right hand and read aloud the words on this card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Now, I want you to speak clearly and look at the jury. You do that?
Yeah.
Good. What's your full name?
Noel Arthur Alexander Brown.
A little louder, please.
Noel Arthur Alexander Brown.
And what is your address?
Number 3, Chanters Road, Fulchester.
How long have you lived in Fulchester?
All my life.
18 years?
Is right.
You live with your mother, is that correct?
Yeah.
What is your occupation?
I'm not working.
You're unemployed.
Is right.
And what was your occupation when you last held employment?
I haven't had a job, not since leaving school.
How long ago is that?
Nearly 2 years.
Have you tried to find employment?
It don't matter whether you try or not, you still can't get work.
I see. Now, let's be absolutely clear about this. Either as a pupil or since, have you ever been in trouble with the police before?
No, never.
Do you remember Mr. Peat from school?
Yeah. I didn't know his name, but he was a student. We all used to muck about with him.
I see. And what about the incident at the school, the one with the comb? Did that happen?
Yeah, but not like he says. I was chasing some kid and he come running out shouting and yelling. He didn't even give us a chance to say anything.
So you weren't threatening him?
No, I'd never seen him before. It had nothing to do with him.
Were you threatening the other boy?
No. Well, I didn't really mean it. We was only mucking about.
So Mr. Peat misunderstood the situation?
Yeah, he was too busy shouting. Didn't give us a chance to say a word.
You didn't threaten him?
No. I'd never seen him before. Plus, it had nothing to do with him.
You used the word all earlier. You say you remembered Mr. Peat as a student you all used to muck about with.
Yeah, that's right.
You mean everybody played him about, not just you?
Yeah.
So you weren't picking on him particularly?
No. No more than anybody else. I had no reason to.
You're just having a bit of fun, then, with a student like everybody else?
Yeah.
You're leading the witness.
So after 6 weeks, Mr. Peat left the school. Did you see him again after that?
No, I'd forgotten all about him.
You didn't carry a grudge against him?
No, I had no reason to. He never did any harm to me. He was only a teacher.
So what was your reaction when the police visited you after the fair and told you what you were supposed to have done?
I didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't even know Mr. Peat was by name.
So the accusation took you completely by surprise?
Just couldn't believe it. Didn't know what to say.
Well, did you see Mr. Peat at the fair?
No. Last time I seen him was when I was at school.
Did you attack him at the fair?
No. Definitely not.
When the police first visited you, did they ask you about your comb?
Yeah, they asked me if they could have a look at it, so I gave it to them.
Did you hear any more about the comb?
No, they kept it.
So the police never suggested that the comb you had in your possession had been used as a weapon?
Your Honour, the prosecution has accepted that there is no forensic evidence to prove that this was the weapon.
Don't you think you've made all the mileage you can, Mrs. Fenton?
Yes, I'm merely emphasising the point, Your Honour, that the comb yielded no trace of being involved in the attack on Mr. Peat, despite forensic examination. So now let's go over the events of the night of the fair. You do freely admit having been there?
Yeah.
And you've never denied that you were there?
No, I went to the fair. Everybody goes.
Yeah. Who did you go with?
I went with my mate, Richard Powell.
What did you do?
Just walked around a bit, checked the scene, talked to all my spars.
Yeah. Well, there were plenty of people there that you knew?
Yeah, quite a few people. All my mates.
Then what?
Then some fighting broke out near the bumper cars.
Oh, where were you at the time? Could you indicate it on the plan?
Near the whip.
Oh, on the edge of the fair?
Yeah.
You weren't involved in the fighting?
No.
Then what happened?
Well, some of the youths started to fight the law, so the law tried to arrest them, so the youths just fought them back.
And you weren't involved?
No.
Were you still at the whip?
No, we decided to see what was happening.
So you were walking towards the scene of the disturbance?
Yeah.
There were a lot of people around when you were going towards the... Take a look?
Quite a few people moving forward and quite a few people moving back.
Yes, go on.
Well, the police started to push the youths back by hitting them with sticks, so the youth had to move back. Then the police come round from the other side and started to do the same thing again, which meant that everyone was just squashed together, just pushing and shoving.
You still weren't involved in the fighting?
There weren't no room to fight. Everyone was just squashed together, with the police battering the ones around the edges. Everyone was just screaming and shouting. It was just a bad scene.
And did you see the person you were supposed to have injured?
No.
Even though you were surrounded by strangers?
No.
Could you have been pushed near him?
I did not see him.
Not at any time?
No, not all the time I was at the fair.
I see. And what happened next?
Well, police carried on pushing. Pete was still squashed together. Then suddenly there was a bit of a room, so we just done a runner.
You hadn't done anything, you say, but you did a runner. Why was that?
Well, police arresting anybody they can get hold of. We just decided to be safe and go home.
I see. So from the fair you went straight home?
No, we stopped off at the chip shop first.
Uh-huh. So from the time you arrived at the fair until the time you were back home again, you didn't see anything of Mr. Peat?
No, not at all. Last time I see him was when I was at school.
Did you wound him?
No, definitely not.
When you set out for the fair that evening, were you wearing a hat?
Yeah.
What kind of a hat?
A woolly one, kind of a tan. Most of my mates are wearing them.
That's right.
What were the colours on the hat?
Red, gold and green.
So it would have been pretty distinctive?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you take the hat off at all during the course of the evening?
No.
Not at all?
No.
So anybody seeing you that evening would have seen the pretty distinctive hat?
Well, I didn't take it off.
One last question. What were you doing at the fair? Were you looking for trouble?
No, man, it's the police.
Silence!
It's the police.
Silence!
Well, Mr. Brown?
No, I was not.
But you did know there'd been trouble there on previous evenings?
Yeah.
And you still went?
Yeah, I wanted to go. Check it out, see my spars, me figure.
What does that mean?
It's still a free country. The police can't stop me from going.
No, I see. But there was no question of any violence in your mind?
No, I just wanted to go. Check it out, for myself.
I see. Thank you.
Mr. Brown, do you think your school cared much about you?
I don't know.
Well, you spent, what, 5 years there? You must have an opinion.
It was all right.
Well, did it prepare you for the outside world, would you say?
No.
Is that because you were black, do you think?
School is the Babylon system.
Well, what does that mean?
School tells lies about the world. Sucks the blood of the children. Everybody knows that.
I see. So it didn't do much for you?
It don't matter. School's over now. I've got to live in this world as a man.
A black man?
That's what I am.
Now, Mr. Peat referred earlier to the fact that some black pupils resent white teachers in schools. Is that so in your case, in view of what you've just said?
You're twisting it.
Are you sure you're not the one who's twisting it, Mr. Brown?
No.
Well, you see, there are one or two things that are puzzling me, I have to admit. For example, when Mr. Peat found you at the office door and you said you were only playing, it wasn't serious. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Well, why was the other boy crying, then, if you were only playing?
I don't remember him crying.
Oh, I see. So Mr. Peat misunderstood that as well.
He was too busy shouting.
Making a lot of fuss about nothing, in fact.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all quite innocent, quite unimportant.
Yeah.
Like all your encounters with Mr. Peat?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that leads us to the biggest puzzle of all, Mr. Brown, and one which I'm sure a lot of people must be wondering about. You see, if all your encounters with Mr. Peat were so minor, so trivial and unimportant, Why is he saying that you attacked him at the fair?
I don't know, but I didn't do it.
Oh, so Mr. Peat must be lying.
Of course he is.
What about the school or the fair? Or both?
Both.
I see. So he invents it all. All the incidents in the school didn't happen. And when they didn't happen, a year later at the fair, he says, I know. I don't know that boy in particular, but he's no different from anybody else. I'll blame this wound onto him. How do you explain that, Mr. Brown?
I don't know, but I didn't attack him.
But if you didn't do it, why does he say that you did?
I don't know. He's lying.
Maybe he had a grudge against you, Mr. Brown.
Yeah, maybe he did.
Yes, if he had a grudge against you, it certainly would make it much more understandable. But how can he have had a grudge against you, Mr. Brown, if what you say is true? That all these encounters with him were trivial and unimportant?
I don't know.
Well, perhaps you did cheek him a bit.
No.
Perhaps you did threaten him with your comb.
No. Look, how many more times have I got to tell you, eh? No.
Well, what about these incidents afterwards? The harassment, the persecution?
It weren't like that.
Well, what was it like then, Mr. Brown?
Look, he was just a teacher who used to shout a lot, right? So we used to play him up just for a laugh, but that was all, I swear. I don't know nothing about it. I'd forgotten all about him.
Until you saw him again at the fair?
I didn't see him at the fair.
No?
No.
What? Even though you were both in the same part of the fair at the same time?
Look, there was a lot of people at the fair. I didn't do that, man. He's lying.
Oh, just as he was about the comb and about the harassment.
You're twisting it. You're twisting it all. Everything.
You took your hat off, Mr. Brown, didn't you? Because it was warm.
No, I had it on.
No, you had it in your pocket, didn't you?
No.
Mr. Brown, you were there, weren't you? You do admit that. Hopping up and down with excitement, punching the air, ready to go. Then you saw Mr. Peat, didn't you? You remembered him. I put it to you, Mr. Brown, you saw Mr. Peat that evening in this lawless situation with the police in disarray. You saw him and
No.
Yes, you saw him and you thought this time you would go one better. This time you wouldn't just threaten him, this time you would assault him. I put it to you that in that moment, in that crowd, with the police pushing you around, just like your teachers used to, you thought you would hit back. That was it, wasn't it?
No, sir.
Yes, Mr. Brown, you would now teach him. You do it and you'd get away with it.
No, that's just not true. That's not...
Order! Silence in court!
And you're the senior master at Fulchester Manor Comprehensive School, are you, Mr. Butcher?
I am.
You have been for the past 8 years.
I have.
Mr. Butcher, Peat has suggested in his evidence that your school was full of little unfortunates and that it was a difficult school in which to teach. Would you care to comment on that in view of your extensive experience on the subject?
Mr. Peat was a student. There is no boy we cannot handle.
So you wouldn't say that Fulchester was a difficult school in which to teach?
No boy we cannot handle.
Noel Brown, Mr. Butcher, do you remember him as a pupil?
I do. Not the brightest of students, perhaps.
Peter suggested that he was something of a thug. What's your reaction to that?
Not in my experience.
So he presented no particular or unusual problems?
Indeed not. No boy we cannot handle, my lord.
I am relieved to hear it, Mr. Butcher. Mrs. Fenton.
During Pete's stay at your school, did he report to you any serious instances of misbehaviour, can you recall?
He did not.
Would you expect a teacher to report a serious incident?
Oh, indeed I would. I would regard it as his duty to the school.
Well, did Pete mention Noel Brown's behaviour to you at all?
No.
Were you aware of any animosity between them?
I was not. Otherwise, I would have handled it.
You knew Noel Brown for 5 years as a pupil, didn't you?
I did.
Would you say, from your knowledge of him, that this attack that he is alleged to have made is entirely out of character?
Oh, it came as a great shock to me.
Thank you.
Mr. Butcher, Mr. Peat has also suggested in his evidence that black pupils may sometimes present more problems to a teacher than white. Is that your experience?
Black or white, it makes no difference.
There's no boy you cannot handle, in fact. But, Mr. Butcher, even as deputy head, wouldn't it be correct to say that you would not be aware of every instance of animosity in your school?
Ours is a contented school, Your Honour.
Yes, quite, but You could only deal with those incidents of which you are aware.
I pride myself on my knowledge of what goes on in my school. I keep my ear very close to the ground.
I would not wish to dispute that, Mr. Butcher, indeed not. But with respect, surely in such a large school, just because you did not know of an incident does not necessarily mean it did not occur.
I would consider it unlikely.
But possible.
I could only say again, there is no boy we cannot handle.
So you were, in fact, with Noel Brown for most of the evening at the fair?
That's right.
Did he at any point, whilst he was with you, remove his hat?
Nope.
So to your knowledge, he had his hat on the whole evening?
Right.
So anyone who saw Noel Brown must have also seen the hat?
It was big enough.
You're positive that, to your knowledge, he did not attack Mr. Peat?
Absolutely. Pete's a liar. We didn't see him at all, not from start to finish.
Your Honour, the witness has already admitted that he was separated from Mr. Brown during this crucial period, owing to the police action.
There is testimony to this effect, Mrs. Fenton.
Your Honour, there's no question of you covering up for your friend, is there?
No. Noel never laid a finger on anybody that night. Not anybody.
Your Honour. But those hats do come off, though, don't they, Mr. Powell? They can be removed without any difficulty.
Yeah. Just like your wig.
This is not an occasion for levity. You will answer the questions put to you in a proper manner. Yes, Mr. Halverstone.
So, Mr. Powell, it would be a simple matter to remove such a hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. Peat has told us that he saw your friend Noel Brown laughing and punching his arms in the air as if he had scored a goal, and that took place shortly before the attack on him. Now, even if you still insist that you saw nothing of the attack itself, did you see that? Do you remember that incident, at least?
Yeah, I remember that. We were both laughing.
May I ask what at?
Some copper.
You were both laughing at a police officer?
Yeah. He just fell over.
I see, and you thought that was funny?
Yeah.
Do you normally laugh when a police officer falls over?
No.
No? So why were you laughing on this occasion?
Because he tripped over another policeman. And they were both rolling on top of each other.
And whatever view you may take of it, I must emphasize that Mr. Brown is not being tried for his conduct at school. What you must ask for, what you must insist upon, is sufficient proof that the defendant, Noel Brown, did actually commit the deed of which he stands accused. The assault on Mr. Peat at Charterfield's Fair on the night of Saturday, the 25th of July. Now, to this end, the prosecution have offered you medical evidence that the injuries could have been caused by a particular sort of weapon, but they have not offered you the weapon itself. The comb collected from the defendant some 2 days after the attack yielded no evidence of having been used in the assault. You must consider that point, as you must consider the point of the distinctive but easily removable hat, and attach to them what importance you will. But the main plank that the prosecution have offered you is the testimony of Mr. Peat. I do not think you need dwell over much on Mr. Powell's evidence. To all intents and purposes, there are no other eyewitnesses to make your task easier. It is Mr. Peat alone who identified his assailant. And it is in this respect that I must caution you on the dangers of convicting solely on the basis of identification. You must be absolutely sure before you reach your decision. You must consider not only that the victim knew his alleged assailant well, but all the conditions prevailing at the time. The confusion, the light, the movement of the crowd, the general turmoil. Consider, too, the evidence on the delay in naming the accused and the explanations given for that delay. If, after giving due weight to all these considerations, you accept Mr. Peat's evidence so that you are sure, then you must find the defendant guilty. But if you accept in any degree the defence's contention as to the possibility of mistake or confusion on Mr. Peat's part, then you are obliged to find the defendant not guilty. So will you now please retire, elect a foreman to speak for you, and consider your verdict.
The prisoner will stand. Members of the jury, will your foreman please stand? Have you reached a verdict on which you are all agreed?
We have.
Do you find the defendant, Noel Arthur Alexander Brown, guilty or not guilty of the charge of maliciously wounding John Raymond Peat?
Not guilty.
Silence! Silence in court!
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Silence in court! Silence!